In this lesson, we'll learn how to simplify ratios. But before we do that, let's just discuss about ratios. Ratio is the comparison of two or more quantities with the same units. And ratios can only be determined for quantities of the same kind. It means that for us to work with ratios, the units must be the same. Right? For ratios, your final answer should not have units. What does this mean? Let's say we have 2 rand is to 10 rand. All right, we'll divide by the highest common factor between these two, which is 2 rand. So it's 2 rand, 2 rand. Even the units themselves will cancel each other out. And then the remain 2 divided by 2 is 1. Then 10 divided by 2 is 5. You see that? So our final answers do not have units. For example, if Lerato has 50 rands and Percy has 100 rand, then the ratio of Lerato's amount to Percy's amount is 50 to 100. This reduces to 1:2. The ratio of Percy's amount to Lerato's amount is 100 to 50 rand, which is 2:1. Please take note of the arrangement of these numbers. If it's Lerato to Percy, you start with Lerato's amount and then followed by Percy's amount. But if it's Percy to Lerato, you start with Percy's amount, then followed by Lerato's amount. Okay, I wanted us to discuss this before we do simplification of ratios. Let's simplify ratios. When simplifying ratios, the quantities should have the same units, meaning that they should be of the same kind. Then divide all the numbers in the ratio by their highest common factor. Right, let's look at these examples. Right, where 15 cents is to 45 cents. So the units are the same. That's the first thing we have to check. The units are the same, so we can simplify this. So is 15 is to 45. And then what is the highest common factor between 15 and 45? That is 15. So we divide both numbers by 15, right? And then 15 into 15 is 1. And then 15 into 45 is 3. Right? So this reduces to 1:3. 12 centimeters to 48 centimeters. The units are the same. So this is like 12:48. And then the highest common factor between 12 and 48 is 12. So we can divide this number by 12 and divide this number by 12. Then 12 into 12 is 1. And then 12 into 48, that is 4. So meaning that our ratio is 1:4. Right here, let's add an amount. Let's say this is 6 rand. Okay, 60 cents to 6 rand. What is it going to be? We need to convert these rands to cents. How do we convert rands to cents? We multiply by 100. Say 6 times 100. And then we get 6 times 100. Then we get 600. So it's like 60 cents to 600 cents. Then now we can divide by the highest common factor between these two, which is 60 cents. And then divided by 60 cents. All right. And then this is not like multiplication. We cannot cancel across. Remember, multiplication, we can cancel across. If it's ratios, you simplify the left-hand side and simplify the right-hand side independently. Don't cancel across. You can say cents and cents, they go. And then now 0 and 0 will go there. We remain with 6/6. And then 0 and 0 they go, and then we remain with 60/6. Right. 6 divided by 6 is 1. So we remain with 1 there. 60 divided by 6 is what? Is 10. So we remain with 10 there. So this is like 1:10. When the ratios are in fraction form like this, we have to be careful. The main thing is to make sure that the denominators are the same. Like here with 3/2 is to 9/2. This is easy because the denominators are the same. So this reduces to 3:9. But this one here, E, the denominators are not the same. The lowest common denominator here between 3 and 6 is 6. So we need to convert this 2/3 to its equivalent fraction, with a denominator of 6. So what we do, say 2 over 3 is to 1 over 6. And then what we do here, we multiply this one by 2. We multiply this one by 2. So that 3 times 2 will give us 6. So now we have 4 over 6 is to 1 over 6. Now the denominators are the same. We can say now the numerators ratio is 4. We can just take the numerators. So our ratio reduces to 4 is to 1. And then here, the lowest common denominator between 4 and 3, or the lowest common multiple between 4 and 3 is 12. So the LCM is 12. And then we just say 1 over 4, then is 2, 1 over 3. Then what we do to 4 to make it 12, we multiply by 3. So we also multiply the numerator by 3. And then what we do to 3 to make it 4, we multiply by 4. We also multiply the numerator by 4. And then what we get 3 over 12 is 2, 4 over 12. Now the denominators are the same. We can just take the numerators. So this ratio reduces to 3 is to 4. Right, 60 months to 10 years. We can easily convert years to months. There are 12 months in 1 year. So it means in 10 years, there are 120 months. So we say 60 months. 60 months is to 120 months. Okay, after converting 10 years to months. And then the highest common factor here between 60 months and 120 months is 60 months. 60 months. And then 60 months. And then the months, they cancel each other out. 60 divided by 60 is 1. So we remain with 1. Is 2. 120 divided by 60 is 2. You can even do this. You can cancel the zeros first. Remember, when it's ratios, we cannot cancel across. Right, cancel the zeros. Then 12 divided by 6 is 2. So this is like 1 is to 2. And then 3 is to 0.25. Now this one, we can convert this 0.25 to a fraction, becomes 1 over 4. And then make 3 to become 3 over 1. But the best thing yet, get rid of the decimal fraction. So to make 0.25 become a whole number, we have to multiply it by 100. But if you multiply the right hand side by 100, we must multiply the left hand side by 100. Just check the number of decimal places. There are 2. If there are 2, use a power of 10 that is 2 zeros. In this case is 100. If there's 1, use a power of 10 with 1 0, which is 10. If there are 3 decimal places, use a power of 10 with 3 zeros, which will be 1000. So here we have 2 decimal places, so we're going to use 100. 3 is to 0.25. So we multiply both sides by 100 times 100 so that we get rid of the decimal fraction. And then what we get 300 is to 25. Okay. And then now the highest common factor between 300 and 25 is 25. So we divide by 25, divide by 25. Right, the easy one is this side. 25 divided by 25 is 1. This side, we know that in 100 there are how many 25s? There are 4 of them. So you can say in 300 there must be 12 25s. So it's 12. Or you can do this, just say 300 divided by 25. You can start by using 5. 5 into 25, 5. 5 into 30 is 6. 5 into 0. Then 5 into 5, 1. 5 into 6, 1. Remainder 1. 5 into 10, 12. You can do that. So our ratio reduces to 12 is to 1. I'd said you can convert this to a fraction, 0.25. You remember 0.25 is 25 over 100. So you can say 3 is to 25 over 100, which reduces to 3 is to 1 over 4. And then you can say 3 over 1 is to 1 over 4. Then to make this one 4, you say times 4, then times 4. Then becomes 3 times 4 is 12 over 4 is to 1 over 4. Then now the denominators are the same. Then you can make it 12 is to 1. Now let's come to this one. 2 is to 1 over 4. You write 2 as a fraction. So it's 2 over 1 is to 1 over 4, right? And then we multiply this by 4 so that the denominator is 4. We also multiply the numerator by 4. If you multiply the denominator by 4, you must multiply the numerator by 4 for equivalent fractions. And then what you get, 2 times 4 is 8. 8 over 4 is to 1 over 4. Denominators are the same now, so we can just take the numerators, which is 8 is to 1. All right, you may pause the video here and do these questions, and then thereafter we do the marking. All right, let's do this together. All right, 25 cents, 25 over 25 is to 125 over 25. We're going to be fast here because we have done this. So 25 into 25 is 1, and then 25 into 125 is 5. Okay, right, you can use long division if you want. You can use short division, still fine. 40 cents to 40 rand, we have to convert 40 rand to cents. So it's 40 times 100, which is 4,000. So now this is like 40 cents is to 4,000. Okay, so we divide by 40, we divide by 40, the highest common factor. Don't cancel across, these are ratios. So it becomes 1 is 2 divided by 10 first, then 400 divided by 4 is 100. So it's 1 is to 100. 100 centimeters to 2 meters. How do we convert meters to centimeters? Meters to centimeters, we multiply by 100, but centimeters to meters, we divide by 100. From a bigger unit to a smaller unit, you multiply. From a smaller unit to a bigger unit, you divide. So we multiply 2 times 100, we get 200. So 2 meters is 200 centimeters. So this is 100 is to 200. Remember, the quantities must have the same units before you simplify. Right, divide by 100 on both sides. Then this goes, this goes, this goes, this goes. Then this goes, this goes, this goes, this goes. We remain with 1 is to 2. Just simply dividing 100 divided by 100 is 1, 200 divided by 100 is 2. And then D, the denominators are the same. This is easy. We just take the numerators. So this is 3 is to 5. Here the denominators are different. So the LCM here, the lowest common multiple or the lowest common denominator is 8. So we make this one to be 8. So we say times 2, and then times 2 is to 3 over 8. Then it becomes 2 over 8 is to 3 over 8. Now the denominators are the same. We can just use the numerators. So the ratio is 2 is to 3. Here the lowest common multiple between 5 and 3 is 15, or the lowest common denominator is 15. So what do we do? 1 over 5, we multiply it by 3, multiply the numerator by 3, is to 2 over 3. We multiply this one by 5, we multiply this one by 5. So it becomes 3 over 15 is to 10 over 15. All right. Now the denominators are the same. We can just take the numerators. So it means this is the same as 3 is to 10. All right. And then 2 years, we can convert years to months. Remember, we multiply years by 12 because there are 12 months in a year. So years to months, we multiply by 12, and then months to years, we divide by 12. From a bigger unit to a smaller unit, you multiply. From a smaller unit to a bigger unit, you divide. So 2 times 12 is 24. This is 24 months is to 6 months. And then the highest common factor here is 6. So you divide by 6, divide by 6. 24 divided by 6 is what? Is 4. Then 6 divided by 6 is 1. So the ratio is 4 is to 1. And then here we have 0,2 and 0,04. We have to multiply by the highest number of decimal places so that we get rid of the decimals. Otherwise, if you multiply by 10, this one will remain as 0,4. Okay, so you have to multiply by 100. Remember I said that if there are 2 decimal places, multiply with a power of 10 with 2 zeros. If there's 1 decimal place, multiply with the power of 10 with 1 0. If there are 3 decimal places, multiply with the power of 10 with 3 zeros, which will be 1000. Now here we have 2 decimal places, so we're going to use 100. So 0.2 times 100 is 2, 0.04 times 100. Right, we have multiplied this side by 100, this side by 100. So 0.2 times 100, remember the comma moves 2 times to the right. So it becomes 20. It's 2. 0.04 times 100, the comma moves 2 times to the right. So it's 1, 2. So remain with 4. And then the highest common factor between 20 and 4 is 4. Divide by 4. Divide by 4. 20 divided by 4 is 5. And then 4 divided by 4 is 1. So ratio reduces to 5:1.